Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues. With this video, I'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 3 of the anime series, Scorching Ping Pong Girls. And damn, this was an intense episode. Really calling back on the past of Agari and giving us a sense of why it's so important for her to be the ace, to be the #1 spot. But it's an eye-opening, awakening episode for her. We're actually seeing in real time the evolution of her character because of her going up against Coyote in this episode. It's a matchup for the ages because it's something that really prompts them both to go beyond what their comfort zones allow them to and have allowed them to. Agari, we see, her very name was something given to her because her parents wanted her to rise, wanted her to excel and succeed. And she has done this. She has made this her mission statement, but she has failed in everything she's attempted until ping pong, until table tennis, where she found her niche. She really found the thing that her soul speaks to. Her prowess is unparalleled. That's why she rose. She lived up to that name. She took that #1 spot. She became the team ace. And over time, as we've seen, she's become very comfortable there. She's become complacent in her prowess because she has been unmatched. She's been unparalleled until Coyote. And I love this whole aspect of seeing them become flush throughout this particular ping pong matchup. It's almost like they're having heart attacks or something with the way they woof, they warp the scene. But each one of them is learning how to better progress themselves and how much fun they're having in the moment, in the heat of battle, in a sense. How much exultation they're feeling. Their hearts are racing. And they're just absolutely loving it. It's the thrill of the game, like the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the challenge, the thrill of the fight. And Agari really taps into this again for the first time in a long time. And even the school reporter chick, she takes a picture of Agari smiling in mid-battle because she's now tapped back into that. She's now flushed back into the absolute enjoyment of it. And it's something that only Coyote could have prompted her to. It's absolutely amazing. It was freaking awesome. And to think that by the end, by an only 3-point margin, a very slim margin for how things were playing out, does Coyote end up taking the win? And yet we still have a good team sensation, a good sort of, riding on that exultation feeling. Agari is still smiling. She's still happy. She's no longer upset. She's no longer a sore loser in that, aesthetic as we saw in the previous episode with her character, where she wanted nothing to do with Coyote. She's still somewhat reluctant. There's still a mild tsundere appeal, going on between their relationship, if you will, their burgeoning relationship by the end, with Coyote's taking the win, taking the top spot. But it was only a slim margin that she took it. And Agari, she found that flame of passion for this game again. And it was just astounding. It was so freaking badass. This is what team players need to be. By the end, she reluctantly, but she still does it. She accepts Coyote's hand and even turns hers around to really embrace Coyote's hand because they are on this journey together. They're teammates. And they're going to kick all kinds of ass. And this is where they need to be. This is where their brain needs to be. Their minds, their souls, their bodies, everything that they put into, giving this sport their all has to be simpatico, has to be in tandem. And that's where we leave this episode. We really have a sense that Agari, she has evolved. She's no longer going to be the sourpuss who can't stand Coyote because here is this girl trying to, like Pac-Man, so many ghosts, chomp on my every, success and chomp on that top spot and take it away from me. That no longer is the issue. She's going to still make it a challenge, and she's still going to have just balls to the wall fun, no pun intended. But she is still planning on beating Coyote again one day. But it's the evolutionary process of becoming better, of rising to that challenge and meeting it eye to eye. And it's going to be a playful adversarial thing, but you also have the competitive nature that they're going to, be sisters in this particular ping pong league going up against other opponents. And that is going to be all kinds of exciting with their minds now as simpatico as they are, with them both equating what each can bring to the table and how exciting it can be to go up against each other in subsequent, battles and foes. There's going to be all kinds of rage going on, and I mean that in a good way, not angry rage, like it's all the rage. It's party time. It's going to be a blast. Every single backhand hit, every single push forward, every single serve is going to be answered. It's going to be a riot, and I can't wait to see it. I'm so glad this episode really saw good sportsmanship to the fullest with its characters, because it really could have gone a sour direction. It really could have, saw these characters, a divide that had already began burgeoning in the last episode. It could have ripped into an entire earthquake and just completely removed any sort of sense of the competitive spirit of, challenging oneself and trying to better oneself. It kind of has that in the vein, much akin to Shokugeki no Soma, the character of Soma Yukihira, the main character. Every challenge was something spectacular for him. Even in his failures, he wouldn't even reach the floor as far as, falling down in failure. He would catch himself and he would bring himself back to the challenge. He would bring his bettermost self to whatever that challenge was, accepting fate and just writing his own name upon it, and that's kind of what these girls are doing by the end of this episode. As you can hear, I'm all kinds of stoked. This was a badass episode. Again, calling back on the history of Agari, seeing what has motivated her entire life. This is a lifelong sort of quest for her, and, she had become complacent. She had become too comfortable in that top spot, needing to find something to challenge her again and excite her again. And damn, if she didn't reach that pinnacle in this episode. And it's going to be all kinds of awesome to see what concludes as the series goes on. We also have the debut, Mune, I believe it is bragging to an unseen character until the very end of the episode. The captain, the team captain, this sort of dark green-haired, kind of arguably black-haired chick who's really excited to see what Coyote is like, and I guess she's probably being the team captain. She's been familiar with everyone else, Hakuto, Hanabi, Agari, and all that kind of stuff, and I will be very intrigued to see where she fits in to the hierarchy of this particular table tennis league. If she wasn't the top spot, being the team captain, well, where is she? I don't know. And it should be interesting to see what her skills represent. Right now we have this great sense of like these 6 girls who are going to kick all kinds of ass, and it's that much more exciting that Agari and Coyote are no longer like rivals. They're kind of playful rivals, and they're really going to use what they've learned in this episode to become the best players they can be, to evolve their prowess and just kick all kinds of ass, and that's spectacular. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below. If you've seen episode 3 of Scorching Ping Pong Girls, have you enjoyed it as much as I did? If you were on the edge of your seat as much as I was, just rooting for these girls. I love the good sportsmanship shown between them, and that passion. It's a mutual passion for this particular sport, and they're going to bring out the best in each other, I predict. And so what do you think? Love it or hate it, anything goes in the comments below. Just love having that conversation. Otherwise, it'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.